Hello everyone. It's been a long time since we've had a star pupil quiz, but with this being half term, and for some of us it's been a slightly extended half term. Certainly here in Northern Ireland we had an extra week we weren't expecting. I thought I'd do a quiz sort of themed generally around autumn and things that would be happening at this time of the year. So I hope you've been having a good half term, and if you've been lucky enough to get away and do something nice, that's brilliant. But if you haven't, I hope you've enjoyed just maybe spending a bit of time with your family and maybe just relaxing, maybe watching a few movies or reading a few books, maybe doing some baking, all those nice things that we can do at home. I know there's lots of things we can't do at the moment, but there are still plenty of things that we're able to do. And if we're very lucky and the weather is reasonable, not always reasonable here in Northern Ireland, but we can always get outside for a walk or do something in the fresh air. Anyways, I say these questions are all themed around autumn, or sort of generally things to do with this time of the year. And there's 20 questions, and I'll tell you the topic of each question as well. And it's really up to you how you record your answers. You can write them down, you can shout them out. As I always say, it's just a little bit of fun, something a little bit light-hearted on a Friday at the end of the week. So let's get started. So the first question is sort of to do with words, I suppose. We call it autumn, but how do Americans refer to this season? So we call it autumn, but in America, what would they call this season? And question 2 is to do with nature. What's the name given to trees which lose their leaves in autumn? So oak trees, sycamore trees, for example. You'll have noticed if you've been out, lose their leaves. What do we call the general term for those types of trees? Next question's history. Bonfire night is on the 5th of November. Remember, the 5th of November. Which historical event does it recall? So why do we have bonfire night? Or why do some people celebrate bonfire night on the 5th of November? And the next question is literature. Harry Potter's parents died on the 31st of October in the books. But what were their names? So what were the first names of Harry Potter's parents? And the next question is about science. What's the name of the chemical in plants which makes the leaves green? So what's the chemical or pigment, we could also say, in plants which makes the leaves green? Question 6 is about television. Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman present which programme which recently returned to our screens on BBC One? So Tess Daly and Claudia Winkleman present which BBC One programme just recently come back on air? Question 7, a nature question. What's the name of trees that conkers come from? So the proper name for what we might call a conker tree. Question 8. The footballer Marcus Rashford's been in the news lately for all the work he's been doing about promoting free school meals and help with free school meals. But which football team does he play for? So which football team does he play? And question 9, I'm going to show you pictures of some characters from a book, and I just want to know which book these characters come from. And if you want to give yourself a bonus point, you can give me the name of the author as well. So if I hold that up to the screen so you can see it, you see those characters. Which book do those characters come from? And I say bonus point if you can name the author. Question 10 is a bit of a history question. So nowadays people often carve pumpkins at this time of the year, but historically here in Ireland, which vegetable did people carve? So nowadays it tends to be pumpkins, but in the past, particularly here in Ireland, which vegetable did people carve? And question 11 is to do with time. So last weekend the clocks here in Ireland and in the UK changed, but did they go forward 1 hour or back 1 hour? So the clocks changed last weekend, but did they go forward 1 hour or back 1 hour? Question 12, another literature question. Who wrote the Worst Witch books? So who wrote The Worst Witch? Question 13 to do with nature. What's the name of the deep sleep which some animals go into at this time of year? So this time of year we might say lots of animals go into, and I'm looking for sort of the scientific or technical word that describes that. Question 14 is to do with food. Which fruit is sometimes covered in toffee at this time of the year? So which fruit is sometimes covered in toffee at this time of the year? Question 15 is to do with sport. The final games of which rugby tournament will be played tomorrow, so on the 31st of October. So the final games of which rugby tournament will be played tomorrow, the 31st of October. And question 16, it's a maths question, and I'm going to show you a triangle, and I want to know the name of this triangle. And I often say to students, it is shaped a little bit like a witch's hat, but that's not its proper name. What's the proper name for this triangle, this type of triangle? Question 17, so another words question. What's the name given to sort of a small handheld firework? So sort of little fireworks you maybe hold up. Still have to be very careful with all types of fireworks, but those small handheld fireworks, what do we call those? Question 18, art question. What colour would you make if you mixed the primary colours red and yellow? So if you mixed red and yellow, what colour would you make? And question 19 is another literature question. Put quite a few literature questions in today. And 19, of course, is also the penultimate question. I always like to say, the one before the end. In the book by Ursula Morey Williams, what was the name of the witch's cat? So in the book by Ursula Morey Williams, what was the name of the witch's cat? And the final question is a picture question. And the city of San Francisco is famous for its Halloween parades, among other things. But I'm going to show you a landmark from the city of San Francisco. And I wonder, can you tell me the name of this landmark? So you would see this landmark in the city of San Francisco. What is its name? So there you go, that was today's set of questions. As always, I wonder how you got on. And those of you who maybe haven't done one of these quizzes for a while, because there haven't been any for a while or haven't done them before, following this there'll be another video with the answers for those questions that you didn't know. But just all it remains for me to say is to enjoy the rest of your half term. As ever, and more than ever, we've got to take care. We've got to just keep doing what we're being asked to do. Nobody is enjoying this. Everybody's finding it a little bit difficult. We know that, and lots of us are having different experiences. And it's just been a tricky time for us. We know that. But we have to all be kind to each other, be nice to each other, be understanding of each other. And hopefully things will start to improve soon. That's all we can hope, and we can all just do our little bit as well. But I say, in the meantime, look after yourselves. Enjoy, as I say, the whatever's left of your half term or whatever you're doing, and try and just make the most of it. Have fun. And I look forward to seeing you soon. I'll probably try and do another couple of quizzes before Christmas, but I'm not doing them as regularly because I'm working as well. And I know when everybody's at school, people are quite busy. But I'll try and do a couple more before the year is over. In the meantime, bye-bye.